Well, that is an auspicious start. We've just driven up Nuggety Road. So let's hope that bodes well. Well, g'day. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Stuart Chignell. If you already knew that, welcome back. I'm in a completely different area to what I'm normally prospecting in. This is Maldon, which is, well, not too far from Bendigo, but I've never, dug any dirt here. So yeah, I've gone for a bit of a walk, and let's have a look at what I found and have a bit of a chat. So I've been walking around here for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and most of the creek is like this. As far as the eye can see, this sort of debris in the channel. That was until I got to here, and this is the first bit I've seen, which is bedrock. Just poking up through the gravel. Problem is though, is one, it's sloping the wrong way. That's upstream, and this is the back slope, which would be nice if it was the other way. But it's also, it looks pretty soft. So anyway, I was thinking about digging this, but if it's this soft, I'm not sure it's worth the effort. Which means that I can just find some other feature, like maybe this stick. And no big rocks. Like that's about the biggest you'll see. So maybe that would be a good spot. Just there. Oh, it's a steam train. Ha! Cool. But the place I'd really love to have a crack at, if I was confident there's still gold here, is just around this corner. This inside bend. Look at that. Got false bedrock there. That's a clay bank just there. So it's not too far down. This dirt pile here is getting eroded a little bit. So the water's going to tear past there, and it's going to create an eddy here. But if that's being eroded, then maybe the bank has been retreating. So maybe gold, when this bank was further out that way, maybe the gold was being put down there, and then as the bank has retreated, either the gold's been swept away downstream to be caught somewhere else, or maybe down there is more gold, and then there's a line of gold coming back this way to somewhere where the eddy stops. Now there's no gravels deposited really on the back of this bank, so the water hasn't been going over the top of it, or at least not enough to deposit gravels. So the question I've got for the more experienced hands, would I want to dig down there where those big rocks are, or would I want to come up here amongst the leaf litter here somewhere? But anyway, that is not a job for today. So I think for now we're going to go with this one just here, because that looks like the biggest rock I've seen. It looks bigger than the other one, and it's flatter, so it looks probably stayed there longer. And maybe even that one as well. That actually looks pretty good. That's a nice little ramp, and then a drop. That could be good. And, oh, and it's on a slight inside bend. Very slight. Just got that slight corner there, and then coming out of it, those rocks there, which of course might be why they're there. Yeah, all right, well, let's do some dig. Right, well, I just started brushing away the sand here, and immediately I got a concentration of ironstone. So, not sure if you can see that. You can see all those dark grains of ironstone. So I reckon I've made a good choice, because if there's not flood gold amongst this, a bit lower down, then we're in the wrong spot. So, Morag, you said you wanted to help.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm getting rocks.
You're getting rocks, are you? Yeah. Could you get rocks somewhere else though? Because that's where I'm going to be digging my hole.
Rocks.
Could you get out of the way, please, Emily? What's that?
I don't know. The rock.
that. Right, the big rocks that you've got in the fan classifier, toss them. Oh, you could have shaken that a bit harder and longer. Rocks like this you got to clean off.
Daddy, look at it down.
Yeah, it's a cockchafer beetle.
Another beetle. One, two, ow!
Yeah, they nibble.
Look.
There's a flat shelf of what I think is either false bedrock or very soft bedrock. Okay. But then it dips down behind the rock here. There's a hollow. So if there was gold falling behind this rock, it might migrate off this shelf here and then down into this hole. So I'm going to dig this hole out, which means a bit more digging outside the target area. Oh, it's moving. There we go.
What items
You could get that other blue tub.
Dad?
Yes.
On the ground. Dad?
Yes.
What happens when we help?
What happens when you help?
And what do we get to have for our treat?
Well, when you kids were all crying and carrying on and being annoying, I was thinking I'd go back to the ice cream shop and buy myself an ice cream and make you watch me eat it. But now that you're being nicer, and now that, you know, at least 2 of you are helping, I'm thinking about changing my mind. Except you're pushing dirt into my hole.
Sorry.
Right, this dirt won't go through the classifier as well because it's got so much clay in it. So we're just going to put it in the bucket and just get the worst off the rock. Where's the little trail? Oh, it's so annoying. Tell you, they're being all cute now, but before we started filming, before we started filming, they were crying, I don't want to go though, man, I want to go home. Why you, It's a different colour to the whipstick dirt, isn't it? It's a much deeper brown red. So what am I doing here?
Look at that.
I'm looking for nuggets.
Nuggets.
So, what do you reckon we got? You got a nugget?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
What?
If we've got a nugget, we're coming back. In fact, if we got a nugget, double ice creams for everyone.
Found any?
No nuggets.
No!
But we'll stick it in there just in case there's some specks.
more of it underneath. It's starting to sneak down here. Look at that. That's a huge speck count. Alright.
So fine. Look, I'm already losing it down the bottom. Well, okay, I think the speck count's gone up, but there's no chunky bits. Wow. I'm not really sure you can see that properly. So I'm going to take the camera down.
Look at all that.
Well, that might not be very chunky, but that is a seriously high speck count. And that's not all of it, because there's a whole bunch of little stuff, or even some big pieces. You see here, well, when I say big, big for this pan, this piece is floated down here. There's more pieces down here, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I reckon we're going back to that spot. That's the biggest speck count I've ever had in a pan, and it's you know, chunky is better in terms of mass, but maybe I just haven't found the places where the chunky stuff is. So I think, like, because when I first started checking out just up the road in the whipstick, initially I was only finding fine stuff, and then as I got and explored the area more, I began to find out where the chunky stuff is. So here's hoping. Although I probably should do some research to find out what they were getting there. Like, was it only fine stuff? Yeah, then I won't have to look for the fine. I just won't have to look for the chunky. I'll just go for the fine, go for the quantities. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And you know, it might not be all of it. There might be some chunky stuff in the quarter minus stuff, because I threw that in the, not the quarter, the eighth, the quarter minus 8 plus stuff, because I threw that in the turbo pan just to check. But I don't think so, because that would be some pretty chunky pieces, and this is pretty fine. There'd be nothing in between then, so it's unlikely, but I will check. And if there is any more, I'll post it. So anyway, that's it for now. Until next time, catch you later.